Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and still laughing at the growing list of massive right-wing content creators that were funded by Russia. The U.S. Justice Department unsealed an indictment against 2 Russian nationals, accusing them of setting up a conservative media outlet as a front for pro-Kremlin propaganda. Some of the shows regularly featured Kari Lake, Vivek, Trump National Security Aide Kash Patel, and RNC co-chair Laura Trump. You know, Eric's Iggy Pop stunt double wine chugging while the kids are crying wife.
Need a blush. Thank you. The bronzer.
You see how Eric's trained here with the makeup brushes? He does the same thing with Diaper Dawn and the golden turd tongs. I bet he has holsters just ready to fish out those logs. Now, unfortunately, the audio had problems, but thanks to my Soros technology, I've made it possible.
Hey Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
Before you turned your camera on, you asked me the ingredients for a baked potato. Just saying that is who I'm dealing with. Your chatroom name is Johnny Wank Sock 3000.
Hey Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
I would encourage you to read the Wikipedia page for Kamala Harris. Her legal career is genuinely remarkable. But you probably aren't impressed with actual achievements if you believe hosting a game show qualifies you to be president.
Hey Alexa, why should I not vote for Donald Trump?
The majority of people use me for turning on lights, checking the weather and setting timers, and you want me to validate the inject disinfectant insurrection guy.
Hey Alexa, why should I not vote for Kamala Harris?
Your previously purchased item, Dovo Fist Camouflage Jumbo Dildo, is back in stock. Would you like me to add it to your cart?
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. It's right here in our homes.
Item dispatched. Thank you for shopping at Amazon.
Thanks for taking in this bald comedian's take on things. Please join the best subscribers on YouTube while I blast the latest and stupid and more.
Can we do about lowering the cost of daycare? Hayden, obviously a working family, and it's very hard for working families to get by. How will we lower the cost of daycare?
You know, such an important question, Charlie. And I think one of the things that we can do is make it easier for family models to choose, or for families to choose whatever model they want, right? So one of the ways that you might be able to relieve a little bit of pressure on people who are paying so much for daycare is make it so that you know, maybe like grandma or grandpa wants to help out a little bit more. Or maybe there's an aunt or uncle that wants to help out a little bit more. If that happens, you relieve some of the pressure on all the resources that we're spending in daycare. Now, you talk about just daycare. Let's say you don't have somebody who can provide that extra set of hands. What we've got to do is actually empower people to get trained in the skills that they need for the 21st century. We've got a lot of people who love kids, who would love to take care of kids, but they can't, either because they don't have access to the education that they need, or maybe more importantly, because the state government says you're not allowed to take care of children unless you have some ridiculous certification that has nothing to do with taking care of kids. So empower people to get the skills they need. Don't force every early child care specialist to go and get a 6-year college degree.
It's so easy. I'll just have my wife fly her parents from the UK when she's working or when we want a night out. When my son was born, he was tiny, and it was a full-time job just keeping him alive. My dad died nearly 9 years ago. Our families are spread out, and we were on our own. Zero help until my son was like 5. Never even had a babysitter because he'd never been left with family, so the idea of a stranger was a big leap. And on top of that, his early years were the COVID ones. So we weren't just going to invite anyone into our home, whether they had a 6-year degree or like a certification. JD is out of touch and out of his mind. He's talking about training people to get into this profession and cutting red tape, which is probably often they have to have some first aid training and stuff. But the bottom line is, with daycare, if you make it affordable, moms can get back to work. Dads can get back to work. It's good for the economy to make daycare affordable.
And I'm disappointed in my legal talent, I'll be honest with you. They're good. They're good people. They're talented people. Today at the trial, they didn't mention the dress. So the Monica Lewinsky type dress was a big part of the trial. Big part of the trial. I said, why didn't you mention that? And I heard there was a dress involved.
Just watch this again, because Alina starts off nodding until he says that he's disappointed in the legal team. Then it's like, oh, wait, what? But I'm the hot one. Surely he doesn't mean me.
Very well. How are you doing?
Nice to see you, Marcy.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
First time here?
First time here. Yep.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
All right, what can we do for you?
First time here. Yes, JD. You know, someone throws a fist bump and you shake it. I love how the fellow was polite, firm, and out of there as fast as possible. When you were thinking of potential vice presidents, you have the great clips, simple jack haircut, couch-pounding diet Mountain Dew hype man, or this guy.
This guy has made it clear how he stands. He's sitting down at Mar-a-Lago after he got elected president, and this was his exact quote. He's talking to a bunch of folks at Mar-a-Lago. You're rich as hell, and we're going to give you a tax cut. At the same time, he was telling workers they get paid too much already. That's who this guy is. You tell me who in Wisconsin is sitting around saying, damn, I wish they'd give billionaires tax cuts and screw me over. Damn, I wish they'd take my health care away. I wish they'd underfund my public school. I wish they would make my job more difficult and more dangerous. And then at the end of the day, I wish they'd make me work till I'm 75 years old. No one's saying that. No one's asking for that agenda. What they're asking for is to be treated fairly with dignity. That's what we have.
For years, the viewers of those Russia-funded shows claim my show is backed by China and Soros. Yeah, I still haven't received a check, and I spend 100 hours a week making this one-man show. Meanwhile, they're getting up to $100,000 a video to push Putin's narrative, plus a $400,000 a month salary. Like, this is crazy. So when they were saying about going woke and going broke, they were talking about their devotion to the Putin slush fund. They couldn't turn that tap off. I guess I'm quite passionate about this because over the years, I've mentioned the Russia disinformation campaign many times, going back to the so-called Freedom Convoy, vaccine misinformation, and elections. Russia wants to cripple nations this way, and the damage they've done is pretty much irreversible. I was chatting with one of my kids' friends' dads, and he made a comment so ridiculous I won't even repeat it, like an Alex Jones crisis actor level comment. He had 0 articles to back it up, no facts, but his mind was made up because he'd heard this. That was it. I heard it. It's true. Tenet media founder Lauren Chen allegedly took funds from a pro-Moscow outlet, and these useful idiots were paid to deliver disinformation to the dum-dums. And it's dangerous. Former President Obama gave a speech at Stanford about combating online disinformation, noting, if we do nothing, I'm convinced the trends that we're seeing will get worse. In 2022, Canadian PM Justin Trudeau, the one Ivanka wished she could be with. Hey, do you remember when Trudeau met Trump and Trump tried to do his handshake move on him? Let's just revisit that for a second because it always entertains me.
It's terrific to meet you, Justin. I'm going to squeeze your hand, okay? It's not working. That's our flag. Let's go meet Ivanka. She's so hot.
Okay. In 2022, Trudeau spent a week-long trip in Europe highlighting the risks of these campaigns and how they feed domestic extremism. And since we're talking about the Russia-funded media, his current political opponents all follow these people and their shows. That's alarming. Some of the big names working with Tenet Media were Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin, Lauren Chen herself, and Laura Southern. YouTube terminated Tenet Media and 4 other channels run by right-wing media entrepreneur Lauren Chen as part of the company's ongoing efforts to combat coordinated influence operations. Many hard-right disinformation dumpster fire accounts may have been zapped from here and other places, but they're still on Rumble, the site that had the financial backing from J.D. Vance's venture capital company and home to Don Jr. One by one, hosts such as Benny Johnson are coming forward saying, myself and other influencers were victims in this alleged scheme. Useful idiots, all of them. All the people telling you fake news, don't drink the Kool-Aid, are the ones drinking it and pushing it.
Now look, the Kamala Harris answer to this is to take law-abiding American citizens' guns away from them. That is what Kamala Harris wants to do. She says, look, I don't like this. I don't like to admit this. I don't like that this is a fact of life. But if you are a psycho and you want to make headlines, you realize that our schools are soft targets. And we have got to bolster security at our schools so that a person who walks through the front door We've got to bolster security so that if a psycho wants to walk through the front door and kill a bunch of children, they're not able to. And again, as a parent, do I want my kids' school to have additional security? No, of course I don't. I don't want my kids to go to school in a place where they feel like you've got to have additional security, but that is increasingly the reality that we live in.
It's the reality we live in and a fact of life because people like him prioritize making guns a part of everyday life over everything. It's lunacy. These people are against universal health care, but for universal gun ownership. Look, everywhere is a soft target when you have an AR-15. You have a high-powered, fast-firing weapon and the element of surprise. Hey, gun guys, go to the range without ear protection and see how it goes for you. I'm just saying, can we please stop with this nonsense? Human life is paramount. We don't need these guns. We don't. America will not stand for Kamala. MAGA tears. It's called communism. She will defund police and rip up the 2A. MAGA tears. We need to finish the wall. Trump 2024. MAGA tears. You see how Eric's trained there with the makeup brushes? I guarantee he has the same thing with Diaper Dawn. He's got the golden turd tongs and holsters. Just spins them around like the OK Corral, but with dumps. The U.S. Justice Department unsealed an indictment against 2 Russian nationals, accusing them of setting up a conservative media outlet. YouTube terminated Tenet Media and 4 other channels run by right-wing media. Thinking of potential vice presidents, you have the great clipped, simple Jack haircut, couch-pounding Diet Mountain Dew hype man. Sorry. I have had heaps of comments from people saying that they were automatically unsubscribed, my videos weren't in their feed, they weren't getting my notifications, and over the last few months, my views went from averaging 80 to 100,000 to 15 to 25,000, even though my analytics show viewer retention is in the top of YouTube, which is their most important metric. Help me fix this. Please make sure that you are subscribed and that you have all my notifications on. And when you finish this video, stick around, check out another one of mine and leave a new comment. If you have time, do it again. According to David Pakman, who also had this problem, this will disrupt the algorithm that has been trying to bury liberal creators. And check out my join button that makes you a member of my channel, giving you access to a variety of unique perks while supporting this one-man show. Thanks for watching. Be cool, be kind, take care.